Hi, thanks for joining me. I'm Teresa Crawley at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. I want to say thank you to all our veterans, all those who've served, whether deployed or not. We know you've made great sacrifices for us, and we appreciate you from the bottom of our hearts. Today we're going to be looking at a pre-owned Renegade Valencia. This is the 38 RB floor plan. 38 is the approximate length. RB stands for rear bath. That means that we have a bath and a half in this coach. We also have sleeping for 7 to 8 people, so really well laid out for families or people that just like to have guests with them along the way. This is built on the Freightliner S2 RV 106 chassis. We have a Cummins 6.7 liter ISB engine with 800 foot-pounds of torque and an Allison 6-speed 3000 transmission. We also have some extras added on this coach. We have 3 solar panels that have been added, 3 that are 175 watts apiece. We also had the standard batteries replaced with lithium, so that gives you 300 amp hours. Really nice addition to have on this coach. We also have a Winegard satellite dish and a Wi-Fi booster already included on this coach. So really well equipped. And again, this is pre-owned, so you're going to save a bunch of money. This is a 2022, and you'll see as we go through, it's in really good shape. We have just over 20,000 miles on it. Let's get into the particulars. First off, we're going to check out the cab bed. So this is a 60 by 80 bunk, and I'll just show you how this works. I love that Renegade makes these so that that bed can be pushed away when it's not in use. It really gives a lot of light and a great feeling to the front cab area when you're driving, just not a claustrophobic area. But when it's time for bed, you just simply pull this piece down, then your bed is locked into place. These are just extra bolster cushions for the people that are sitting up there for that back wall. There's also a TV already included back there, and your audio-visual equipment cabinet is up here. So of course we have some privacy curtains up here and a bunk light up there that you can turn that off if you're the one sleeping up here, so you don't have to crawl down and turn that off. And then of course you're going to want to get these curtains out of the way when they're not being used so that they don't get into the slide mechanism or in your way of whatever it is you're doing up there. But a really nice area. There's of course a ladder included as well. It's just tucked away right now. So over here right above the door we have another flat screen TV. So this is two excuse me, 2 of 4 TVs that are included here. One was in that bunk area. We have one in the bedroom and one on the exterior too. But you'll see that this can be moved around so that wherever you're sitting in this living area, you can get a great shot of it. Even if you were to be sitting in these front, the cab area, which both of these seats do turn around, you can even tip it so that you can be keeping an eye on your game or whatever it is when you're turned around there. But obviously we have a couple of other seating areas that you can see that easily from there as well. And then when you're done, clicks right back into place. So really nice there. So right here we have a tri-fold sleeper sofa. This does sleep 2 full-size adults. And then you'll see we also have a storage ottoman here that you can put some blankets, pillows, or whatever it is you want to. And this can be tucked right away under this booth dinette when not in use. So it fits just perfectly right in this area. And I'll show you how that works. So obviously booth dinette, this can drop down and become another sleeping area for some shorter people. 2 kids could probably sleep here quite comfortably and love it. And then there's also some storage under either side of this booth as well. And I wish that you could feel this leather through the camera. It is butter soft. I don't see one scrape, scratch, or tear in it whatsoever. It's in really great shape. Okay, right behind here, I wanted you to see that these windows open out with just the turn of these little cranks. This really is nice when there's inclement weather, snow or rain outside. You can still get some fresh air in here and some cross breeze. And then once those are closed up, you can tell the sound dampening on that is just fantastic. Renegade does a great job at insulation inside and out. And they use this, actually, it's really interesting. I went to the factory and got to see how they build things. And they use this wool fabric in the floor to insulate. And it's absolutely the best you can get. So for those of you familiar with building, I'm not going to go into great detail, but it's really cool that they actually use wool in the floor. Okay, so here and all the way around, you'll see that we have these roller day and night shades. So there's your day shade, and then there's your night shade. So nice looking, but also very effective at keeping out the light. And then of course we have some storage over here. Manuals are already included, and some extra little pieces the previous owner left for you. One other thing to notice in a Renegade, these are solid wood cabinets made by Amish workers in Indiana. And they also use these really great hinges. They stand the test of time. These things don't get squeaky and falling down over time. I really appreciate when we get it traded in Renegade, they really are in great shape because of the craftsmanship that goes into them from the get-go. There's also LED lights throughout, as well as on the exterior of the coach. Just note, they're all going to be LEDs. All right, moving over to the kitchen area. More storage up here. It's a great place for plates, dishes, things like that. We also have another window that of course opens right here. I'm going to close that up so you can get a better idea of what the sound is like. We are right on a highway, so there's a lot of traffic that goes past us here. So it's nice to be able to hear what you don't hear, basically. We also have solid surface countertops throughout. They did not skimp on that in any area. And then here is your kitchen sink area. These covers can, of course, be put away when they're not in use. And then we've got your little sprayer here attached. Down below, we've got some more storage. And a subwoofer is hidden down there as well. This is a very large storage place, which you'll see we've got some really deep ones on here. You might even put some baskets up there so that you can easily pull things down, but easily could store all of your cereal boxes up there. And then we have a 1.7 cubic foot convection microwave oven here. That means that you can bake in here as well as just heat things up. Something that we don't see a lot of these days is a propane cooktop. I love how Renegade designs these covers so that they can slip right into this area behind. So you're not having to find a place for them to go, but it also makes kind of a little backsplash for you when those are there for it not hitting the stuff on the back. But you've got 3 propane burners here. And then some drawers. You'll notice these are full extension and they are solid wood again. And I would say a timeless color of wood. This is cherry wood. And soft close as well. You can see those kind of pulling themselves in at the end. Down here, unfortunately, not a storage place. This is a breaker box, but really nice that it's so easy to get to. A great placement for that. And then we have this really great panel here. I think we should take a peek at this later when we're pulling slides in, but this is basically the brains of the operation here. The house part, I'll call it, not the engine part, but this is going to tell you how your batteries are looking, your tank's full or not full. You can start your generator from here. You can also set it for auto gen start. Something to point out, we have tank heat pads. So all of those external tanks, they have heat pads on them to help them to stay warm when it gets really cold in here. Another great thing about this screen right here is it can be used with an app on your phone. So there's a mobile app, you just connect your phone to it like that, and then you can control the slide outs from, say, your lounge chair outside or from the bed, things like that. All your slides are here. Awning control is there as well. You have 2 fantastic fans in the coach, one in each bathroom. Those are exhaust fans. They're going to suck out all of that steam, heat, etc. very quickly and efficiently for you. You've got high, medium, low. You can also open up the covers or close them. And thermostat is here as well. We have 2 air conditioning units on here. They're each 15,000 BTUs. They both have heat pumps included. And then we have your furnace control there as well. Check your battery systems. Am I plugged in? How are my batteries looking? Is my generator on or off? And you can just set that up there for you. You can also check how your solar is charging. So that's what that screen is for. And then all the lights in the coach. Now you can individually turn on and off all the lights, but something I appreciated about this coach when I walked in it immediately, I hit on master, and a lot of coaches have that function where it's saying all of the lights are coming on now, but it really isn't all of the lights. It's the necessary lights. So then you have to go through and turn every accent light on, the floor light, all of those individually. This one, it was all on, all off. There was no messing around, but I can individually turn them off as well. So I appreciated that. And again, we'll come back to this when we do the slide outs, when we pull them in, because I like for you to see what the coach is going to look like when you're going down the road. There is a lot of room to walk through here, as you will discover soon. Now, another super deep storage area here. You could even store your bedding up there. It's super deep. And then we have your 18 cubic foot refrigerator freezer here with included ice maker. And this is residential. This is not a propane electric. And it has an integrated lock right here, just slides across. Very simple design, but it works very, very well. When you're going around corners and things, your stuff's not going to be flying out of these doors. I appreciate that a lot because you know that there are horror stories out there. Now over here we have a very clever pantry built in. And these are adjustable. You can put these at different heights, but really nice to be able to have canned goods and things like that in this area. And then another really good sized drawer right there. All right, moving on, we have your Splendide washer and dryer. Renegade does a great job at not only separating these, but mounting them separately. The only reason that I'm pointing that out is because when they are on top of each other in the coach, they will make a lot of noise. It kind of messes with the integrity of the sound as well. Over time, with the vibration that washers and dryers create, it'll make more of a noise back here when they're in use. These are completely separated and therefore insulated from one another, so they're not affecting each other. I like that a lot. There's a little bit of a sound dampening felt up above as well. So they're not going to shake around and make noise. Okay, so we have a half bath in here. I think this is very important when you have all this extra sleeping, that those people have a place to go without interrupting mom and dad in the master suite area. So we've got a really nice size medicine cabinet here. This goes back really, really deep. It doesn't look so maybe on the camera, but that's almost to my elbow all the way back. And of course we have that exhaust fan I was telling you about earlier. We have a window that opens just the same as those others. This toilet as well as the other toilet are porcelain and macerating as well. And then we've got a little storage under there and a hidden toilet paper holder. Pocket doors throughout. I appreciate that they're not coming out into the middle of the area. So these are really nice. They also snap into place when they're not in use. And they are solid wood. That's going to help with sound dampening as well. Now coming into the master suite area, this one is a double door. I'll pull this out for you, but something I wanted you to see was that these doors go almost all the way to the floor. And in a lot of other brands of motorhomes, I see that we've got 3 inches or more of space between the floor and where the door begins. that obviously is going to let a lot of noise in and out of that area. This really gives you a lot of privacy, and you can tell the sound changed yet again. So I don't have to hear the people that have woken up before me if I want to sleep in a little bit. I appreciate that quite a bit. And then these, of course, can lock back into place. There is a snap here to keep that where it's supposed to go and not flying around when you're going around those corners again. Here we have a king-size bed. This is a memory foam. It's very nice and soft. I don't think this is the original mattress, but it is a 72 by 74. And then above here we have some more storage. Let's see. It goes back pretty deep as well. And then you both have your own separate reading lights here. There is a panel here that can turn on and off your generator, your reading lights, your bathroom ceiling lights, as well as the ceiling light in here, and the water pump control is right there as well. We of course have a little place to put an alarm clock, your phone, water bottle, etc., and a place to plug in your USB and your USB-C, as well as just a 110, couple little storage things for water bottles, etc. Now under the bed here, this is not really going to be a storage area, but I'm going to let you take a peek at it if I can get it lifted up here. So you have two 75-gallon water tanks down there. That equals 150 gallons of fresh water. And you do give up a little storage versus some other brands. However, this is going to keep those tanks nice and warm for you in the wintertime, so you don't have to worry about those freezing. Over here, one of your two hanging storage closets. This is basically considered a shirt wardrobe. The light does come on automatically via a sensor in the door. And then we have 4 full extension drawers here. And one more. There we go. Number 3 of your 4 TVs. This is also on a release. You can tilt this how you choose. Emergency exit window here. And then another one of those screens that we looked at in the front of the coach. So light control, generator, temperature, etc. Those are all going to be redundant here. Little storage place here. And this storage place is actually another audio visual cabinet. So if you wanted to watch a DVD, that's going to connect to the TV right here. Or if you wanted to put anything else down there that you prefer to watch or play video games, etc., you can put that all in there. And then down below, more storage. And one more here. So his and hers sock drawers. Over here, another hanging shirt wardrobe, and another one down below. And this one's got a little bit of a trick to it. You can actually take this piece out and use this as a full length if you were to choose to do that, or put a laundry hamper down here and throw your things in that way. It's another way you could use that, but I like that they added that. Okay, back into this rear bathroom. We of course have another sliding pocket door here, and then another macerating porcelain toilet. Got some great storage up above here. You can put some of your toilet chemicals, extra supplies. Nice deep medicine cabinet here. This goes back again quite a lot further than you can see on camera. And then we have 2 really nice shelves here as well. We've got your 110 and yet another medicine cabinet here. Little sink to get your face washed, and some more storage underneath with your toilet paper holder hidden again. I love that because you're not running into it when you're trying to move around in this bathroom. Here is your shower. And I like that it's not a rounded corner shower. There's something about squared walls that make you feel like you've got a lot more room to move around. I'm going to jump in here so that you can get a good look at the ceiling height. This extra, I'm losing the word here, sorry, words are hard. skylight. Skylight in here really does give you a lot of extra headroom, and it just makes it a lot brighter in this room back here, so I appreciate that a lot. Got a little place to put your soap. Obviously my wand is on the ground right now because of winterizing, but we've got places here to put shampoo and soap, a little place to put your foot if you need to, and just a really well equipped shower back here. So we are ready to put slides in. I'm going to go start doing that. And remember, you can do this from an app on your phone if you choose to. I'm going to do it from here. I like keeping an eye on what I'm doing rather than being outside. But the beauty of being able to do it from outside or from your phone is that you're going to make sure that you're not hitting any tree branches or anything that's out there. Right now, I know that I'm just sitting in the middle of a parking lot and there's nothing around me. But if I were in a campground right now, it might be better for me to go outside and do this. Sometimes I'll have somebody that's with me keep an eye outside to make sure that I don't hit the coach next to me or that there's nothing around that I'm going to hit. So it is handy to be able to do it outside. You just, of course, are going to want to make sure the floor in here is clear as well. This is a vinyl plank flooring, very easy to keep clean in here. And this is vinyl padded ceiling as well. Great way to dampen noise, and it also is quite easy to keep clean. There we go. We are all the way in. Okay, so you can see I can easily get to my refrigerator. I can sit at this table. I can also quite easily get into this back bathroom. I could even do laundry if I chose to. So this is a very open floor plan when it is closed up. Okay, we're gonna go check out this front cab just a little bit. It's a very simple cab, which I appreciate. We do have powered locks, powered windows, and powered mirrors. Tilt and telescope on the steering wheel here. We also have an integrated brake controller, a Kurt Spectrum brake controller down there. And you can see that I have 20,713 miles right now. We've got cruise control and lighting controls here, windshield washer, a regen for your engine. And then we have your Allison transmission, so easy to use. Basically hit reverse, neutral, or drive. You can turn it to a mode where you do it yourself, meaning you're going to shift. I'm in neutral, so it's not cooperating. There we go. So I can say I only want it in first gear, or I want to be able to downshift independently. I can do that, or I can just let it do it for me, and that's a great way to do it as well. So right now, oh, sorry about that. I told you this had a good sound system in it. So actually, maybe I didn't point that out. I was in here earlier and I was noticing how the sound system just sounded so good, and it's because there are JBL speakers above us. They're not just in the doors. So there's a really nice surround sound system going on here. And you may notice I just took this whole screen off. This charges while it's here, but the beauty of it is that I can take it off, or my passenger can take it off and put in the navigation that I want to go to. This is RV specific navigation that's already integrated in here. Of course, it has the ability to do Sirius XM, or you can choose to put your phone to it, or however you want to do it. But it's a very smart and easy to update system there. So I like that, and it's magnetic, but you also don't have to turn your head away to do this. You can have whoever's sitting there do that for you. Here we have your smart leveling system. What that means is you can use your phone to do this as well, an app, but you can also just easily all retract or auto level just by pushing a button here. I don't have it on right now because it'll beep at me, but those are your leveling jacks. They come down, they're very stout. You can actually lift the coach off of the pavement with them. I'm not telling you that that's a great thing to do, but in a situation that you needed to, you can actually do that. They're strong. The point of that is when it's very windy or you're walking around or running around in here, the coach isn't going back and forth. You're not being moved around by those things. The jacks actually are keeping you quite sturdy. Other than that, there's really not much to see up here, but there's a lot of cup holders, which I appreciate. I always like to have a few choices of beverages on me at all times. And that's pretty much it for the interior of the coach. As we go out, I just want to point out really quickly, there's an all on, all off for your lights here. You can extend or retract your awning by these controls right here. We have awning light, porch light, ceiling lights, and cargo lights as well. And then on our way out, we have a screen door, fire extinguisher right here. Battery disconnect is going to be your house battery disconnect, so you're not bleeding those while you're out for the day. So if you're not plugged in and don't want to be charging with your solar, you can turn that off quite easily. Entry step override is going to turn off this exterior step from coming in and out every time you open the door. And then e-start is basically a jumper system for the batteries. So you can pull from the chassis batteries or from the house batteries to get the other system going. That's what that one's for. Grab handle on the way out for safety. And then of course we have a full body paint here. This is crimson, obviously because it's red, but it looks really good. Something I actually wanted to point out on a used coach, we don't necessarily fix every cosmetic imperfection. There are a couple scratches on this coach, which I'm more than happy to send you specific pictures of if you're interested in that. But we do promise that it will be camping ready. That means the water heater is going to work, the generator has been serviced, the engine has been serviced. We're going to check all the batteries to make sure that they're holding their juice for you. All of those things are going to be functioning well and serviced if need be. So that's our guarantee to you. We will send in a used coach out camping ready. There might be a couple scratches in the paint or dings, things like that, if they came that way as a used coach. But just know you're getting really good quality when you leave Transwest. We also teach you how to use everything. So Renegade is known for their bay doors. They've got double latching, which helps them, again, to stay intact and stand the test of time. This coach is undercoated, which is going to help with rust, things like that. And then we also have this felt carpeting in the bays that's going to help with noise, things moving around, etc. This is going to be your inverter down here, 3,000 watt. And then really nice, well insulated bay doors. This one happens to have a pass-through, so if you had anything that you wanted to plug in, you could pipe it through there and close this door and not have to worry about this being open and swinging around. I would say a smoker or perhaps a outdoor fridge freezer is something that you could plug into that area easily. And then here we have your fourth TV out here. Why would you want this? People ask me sometimes. Well, I think it's a great idea for tailgating. It's a great idea for watching movies under the stars, for being entertained while you're barbecuing outside or just hanging out with the kids. There's a lot of usages if you just give it a whirl. We of course have an integrated sound bar that's Samsung. And then yet another bay door here. This one's actually quite deep. You can get some of your bigger things back here. Now we've got a single axle back here, but it is a dually. And these tires are all going to be replaced for the new owner, just so you know. There's also a tire pressure monitoring gauge already integrated in there. Here's another little pass-through hole. This one is specifically for your quick connect for your propane. There's a 20-gallon propane tank on here, and if you wanted to hook a grill up to that, that's a very easy way to do that. All right, one more bay. Not much to talk about, sorry. Put your stuff there. All right, coming around to the back of the coach, 12,000 pounds of towing capacity. That is going to handle quite a lot of your toys, your Jeep, whatever it is you want to bring. Your 7-way pin's already here, and you've already got your airline for that as well. Again, these are LED lights. We do have a backup camera here. We also have side view cameras already integrated, and those do populate on that Garmin screen we talked about earlier. This is an external shower if you need to wash off your dog or your feet. And then here we have already in there a surge protector and transfer switch that's going to help protect your batteries when you're plugged in. And then we have your 50 amp cord here on a power rewind reel. If you don't know what that means, you just push a button and it's going to suck that back onto that reel for you, so you don't have to wrestle it. You also have a pass through on this place as well, so you can keep this door closed while that cord is being used. Here we have your Cummins Own and Quiet diesel generator. This is an 8,000 and it has 283 hours on it right now. This is another thing that we fully service before we let it go to the next owner. Place to put your diesel fuel. 100 gallons capacity on this coach. Here we've got your water bay. We've got a whole house water filter, cable hookup. We also have a power retract reel for your water hose as well. So just the same as that power hose, but for your water hose. And then here we have your gray and black tanks. They're 75 gallons a piece, and the dump goes down there. Not really much to see, but that's what these are. And you can see that we've got them insulated. And again, they have heaters on each of them as well to help protect them from freezing. Here's that 20 gallons of propane. This is the only basement door that doesn't have a lock on it for safety reasons. The rest of these can all be locked independently so no one can steal your lithium batteries that are down here. We have those 3 additional lithium batteries that really are going to give you a lot more amperage, a lot more amp hours, and just a really nice upgrade. Here are your engine batteries as well, and then your engine disconnect is tucked away back here. So if you need to turn that disconnect off, it's right there on that button. All right, you'll see going into the cab, they added these really nice step covers. I've seen them on other coaches where it's just like sandpaper they glued on. This is going to really help for traction when you're trying to get in these. Even if your feet are just slightly wet, this can be a little treacherous, but we've got good places to grab on in here so that you can safely get in here and not slip. So really a good way to get in here. These are those side cameras. They're nice and low so you can get a good look at what's going on next to you. Also, if there were ever to be an issue with them, this is a really a much less expensive way to have these integrated than if they were included in the mirror. When you have them on the mirror, you have to replace the whole thing, whereas this is just one little piece. Another cool thing on these Freightliners, they have breakaway bumpers. So if you were to be in an accident, this piece will actually fold in so you can get to the repair shop. You don't have to not drive anymore. It's a great time saver, safety thing. And then getting into here, actually pretty simple. It's not very heavy. But for those of you who like to work on your own things, you can access filters, belts, fluids quite easily here. So you can save a lot of money at the mechanic, as well as getting stuff done when you're on the road and don't want to have to stop. So just the other side of that right there. Well, this is honestly one of the main reasons people buy these, is because they want to be able to work on their own stuff. They also like the safety idea of having the engine in front of you rather than being right at the front of a coach, like in a Class A you would be. So if this is your preference, this is a great coach for you. Again, it's a buyer's market right now for sure. And on a used coach, we've got this priced right. Give me a call, text, email, and ask for me by name. I'm more than happy to help you with this coach, get you the build sheet, or answer any more questions that you have about this or anything else we have on the lot. Again, happy Veterans Day, and thank you for watching.